Aloha, friends and neighbors. I'm Kevin, owner and head chef of Taishan Farms here on the Big Island of Hawaii. Today, I'm making my um, third try at a dessert that I've been working at. Um, my flavor profiles are just things that I enjoy. So if I enjoy it, I enjoy making it, I enjoy eating it, and hopefully, um, other people will too. So one of the things I really love is chocolate and coffee. One of the things I make a lot of is espresso panna cotta, chocolate mousse. Put those two together, and it's a awesome dessert. So what I got to making is kind of someone challenged me to make a mud pie. So this is sort of my version of a mud pie, not quite. I think I'm going to call it a mocha latte cheesecake. So it's a chocolate crust, espresso flavored cheesecake. I'm going to top it with a chocolate mousse, and then I made homemade English toffee to put on top. First time I did it with English toffee, I put the chopped English toffee on right after, and I need to put it on right before serving because it gets a little gummy. But here's the English toffee. This is kind of funny how my brain works. I was like, oh, I'll go down to the store and get some Heath bars, and or almond roca, and I'll cut those up and put up on top of it to finish it off. And it's like, I just make my own. I've never made it before, so it was a very simple process. And it's 1 cup butter, 1 cup sugar. You put them in a heavy bottom saucepan. You melt until you put it on medium heat until it melts, and then you just you stir it constantly while it's melting. Once it's finished melting, you turn the heat down a little bit. My induction was a little too high, so I turned it to a medium low heat, and then just let it sit for about 12 to 15 minutes for my induction. Your mileage may vary on that, and you're just stirring it occasionally after that. And a little bit of salt, a little bit like a pinch of salt, and then just let that caramelize. And you want it to get to a 300-degree temperature, so get your candy thermometer out or instant read. Once it's at 300, I put it in a 9x9 pan lined with parchment paper, so it's hanging out over the edges. And then pour the hot mixture in. I crumbled up a dark chocolate bar. I sprinkled that on top of the hot mixture, and then I had toasted almonds that I finished on top with, and then flaky sea salt. Put it in the refrigerator for 2 hours, and I had English toffee. And I was really happy with the result. It was very, if you like Heath bars, you like Score, those kinds of things, very easy to make. You can freeze it. It's going to be a nice little topping. So what I'm going to finish with, what I'm going to garnish this with tonight is crumbled of the English toffee with a little shard that I'll kind of stick on it as well. Just kind of trying to up my dessert game a little bit. So the chocolate mousse I make all the time just as a dessert on its own, but I never made it in a small batch. So let's see how this goes. When I did it the other day, I just parsed out some from the chocolate mousse I made for that night's service. Tonight I'm going to just try to make it on my own. So I reduced the ratios a little bit to see. Hopefully it'll come out the way I want. So cacao powder, powdered sugar. It's generally a 2-to-1 ratio. I found gets the right amount of sweetness. You want to put it in your either a sifter or through a mesh sieve. We want to break it up so you don't want any clumps of anything. Otherwise, your mousse is going to be clumpy. We all know powdered sugar likes to clump. So I did 1/4 cup cacao powder and a 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. I'm going to do a little pinch of salt and a little vanilla. I use paste because I think it holds up a little bit better with the chocolate. Pinch of salt. And this is an experiment, so we'll see how this goes. I'm using my Vitamix whisk. I love that thing. The Vitamix can either be an immersion blender or it can be a power whisk. Excellent tool for making salad dressings and hopefully this. So I'm going to pour this in here. Try not to get it all over the place. Start off slow. I'm going to incorporate, make it like chocolate milk, and then we're going to increase the speed. And do this a little, once it starts mixing up, I'm going to give it a little taste and see if I need more chocolate or not. So the cheesecake is a chocolate crust. So its basic recipe is my cherry cheesecake crumble recipe, where it's 1 cup oats, 1 cup. Actually, I did half. So I did half because they're not doing a crumble on this. So it's half cup oats, half cup of flour, 1/4 cup of, actually an 1/8 of a cup of cacao, and 1/8 of a cup of brown sugar and white sugar, pinch of salt, and a pinch of baking soda, and then about 3.5 ounces of the butter that's grated. So I put all the dry ingredients in the food processor, pulsed it, brought it out, mixed in the grated hard butter, came out of the freezer, it wasn't totally frozen, but hard, and then mixed that together, pressed to the bottom of the springform pan, put it in, sprinkle some chocolate chips on it, about 1/4 cup, just to kind of sprinkle that in. I felt that made it a little bit stiffer as well, and added a little bit more of a chocolate flavor to it. Put that in the oven for 10 minutes at 350, and then once that came out, the coffee filling is 16 ounces cream cheese, 2 eggs, vanilla, 3 teaspoons of coffee espresso powder from Anthony's. Put that in the mixer. Mix that until that was smooth. While the crust was cooking, as soon as the crust came out, I let it cool for about 5 minutes. Poured the the cheesecake mixture in, put it in the oven for 30 minutes, and let it chill overnight. So now we're gonna put the chocolate mousse on. Basically making chocolate flavored whipped cream. That's what I do for my mousse. It doesn't have to be super fancy. When I make the chocolate mousse, I make it with 4 cups heavy cream, 1/2 cup of cacao powder, actually 3/4 cup cacao powder, 1.5 cups powdered sugar, a teaspoon of salt, and put it in the stand mixer. The KitchenAid I find actually works better with the paddle attachment than the Ankersham, which is funny because I figured the Ankersham would be a better than the but I've tested both and that's what works the best. So I'm getting almost where I need it. You want this to create stiff peaks, as they say, but you don't want to go too far because we don't want to make butter. If you go too far with heavy cream, mixing it, you're gonna make butter, chocolate flavored butter in this case, which would be weird. Maybe it won't. A lot of my things that I've made that I thought were gonna be weird turn out to be kind of cool. You never know. That's the fun thing about cooking. You get to eat your mistakes. We're almost there. This works better than I thought. Yeah, there we go. All right. Seems to be right where I want it. Now we're just going to spread this on top of here and then chill. And this will be my special dessert for tonight. Hi, Hannah Banana. My little dog's out there wanting in. She wants some of this delicious cheesecake as well. Just a layer on here, about half an inch thick. This might do a little less, maybe a cup of cream next time. I did 1.5 cups. I think that's might be about right. Let's see. Left over. I want to go too thick. I want the chocolate to overwhelm the coffee. All right. There's the what it looks like. I'm gonna let this chill, and we'll put the salted caramel on top right before serving. So I'll hopefully take some pictures of it this evening and post those as well. Well, that's my new dessert. The feedback so far has been good. Just some tweaks to it to make it better. And if you want the recipe, send me a note and I'll send it off to you. Thanks, everybody. Hope you have a great day. Aloha.